Illuminati. He sold out to Illuminati. When you truly don't understand what's going on, it's easy to give everything a name.
Right. It's not about Illuminati.
Just because it's a secret society of weirdos and fuck niggas don't make it Illuminati.
No.
But you are now entering the $1 Hour Podcast Zone. Buckle up. We will be discussing an array of topics such as political, entertainment, current events, sports, and hypotheticals. We're going to take this journey together, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to learn from each other, console one another, heal one another, and grow as a community. That's right. It's the $1 Hour. It's the $1 Hour. Everybody get ready for the $1 Hour. Yeah. It's the $1 Hour. Everybody get ready for the $1 Hour. Yeah. That's right. Every week, a new episode will be dropping of the $1 Hour Podcast. Everybody. Join in. This is a major situation. It's the $1 Hour Podcast. Let's go.
Nice camera action.
Hello out there. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 39 of the $1 Hour Podcast. You're being entertained once again by your hosts, the boy Jermaine, Buck, Love, Dollar, relationship specialist, video production creator, light and sound guy. Hey, I wear many different hats. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But today, to the right of me, we got the good brother Musa. What's going on with you, Musa?
Hey! That was a beautiful introduction for yourself.
Right.
That almost sound like how Norian don't be doing that shit.
So you said I was biting?
No.
I'm joshing with you.
But on the last podcast, I asked the brother, do you got a Halloween costume?
He said he had many of them.
He did.
Only thing I knew was after that podcast, I said, damn, I got to step my game up. I got to get some more costumes. I got to give me some more costumes.
Great introduction, man. Great introduction. Musa Don's in the building. Hello, everybody.
Absolutely.
We up in here. Episode 39. Once again, it's on. You will love me. You will love the boy Bub Love. And if you don't love me, you will learn to love me. And you will learn to love the boy Bub Love. What's going down, Bub Love? What's going down?
Oh, man, you know me, man. Hey, listen, I got a topic today that I can't wait to bring to the people. You know what I mean? And actually, this ain't even one that I'm looking for a bunch of feedback off. But if you choose to leave some feedback on the particular topic, you know what I mean? You can get in touch with us. You know what I mean? $1hourpodcast@gmail.com or $1 Hour Podcast at any of the social media platforms, Instagram, Twitter. You know what I mean? Periscope, Facebook. You know definitely what it is. But today I want to discuss the femininity in hip hop.
Great topic.
Like I've been doing a lot of thinking about this, and first of all, I want to sit here and say that we do not judge here on the $1 Hour Podcast. The views and opinions that we express are not ones of actually a judgmental consent, but only ones of a raised awareness. You know what I mean? Situation.
I agree.
I try to wear
everybody's welcome.
Raise awareness.
Everybody's welcome. Y'all all welcome to the $1 Hour Podcast.
Because the slogan here is the $1 Hour Podcast is the podcast where you have a voice, where your voice counts.
Exactly.
You know, it's I like to feed off of everybody and get everybody's opinion, and at the same time, hopefully everybody come away with something learning from it. And when I go into some of these podcasts, I walk away from them learning something from them. So nobody's exempt from the learning process. And who would want it be?
Nah, not me.
You want to walk away tough like, man, I ain't learned shit. They can't tell me nothing.
Nah. That's a closed mind.
That's some 1989 hardcore knucklehead stupid nigga shit.
And it'll get you nowhere.
It got it nowhere.
Yeah, a closed mind can't get fed, and a closed mouth can't get fed.
Bottom line, but you know what I mean. So basically, this is so like grand and so big, it can be hit from so many different angles. And the angle that I wanted to hit it for, right? We've always heard, you know how out of 8 billion people who try to come out here and pursue a rap career, how many, the percentage of people that actually reach pay dirt or make it successful in the industry is what? What would you say the numbers are?
I would say about, man, out of 100%, it might be 10%. That's it. It's just like, it may be.
Okay, you sit here telling me
it might be. You know what?
There's 10 rappers we know out of 8 billion that try, and we would break it down that it's 10%.
You know what? I'm not gonna misjudge myself, so I'm gonna keep it at 10. It may be more, it may be less, but it's probably less.
So every 10 people that try to pursue being a successful rapper, one makes it.
You know what? Now that the bad part about it is, you know what the bad part about it is? I tried for you up and coming
artists,
unsigned artists.
Right.
I really did try.
You was red flagging for them.
I was trying.
You didn't want to shoot nobody's dreams down.
No,
I mean we gonna keep hope alive.
But to be honest, now that you put the percentages there and the numbers there, nah, it's not gonna happen. Maybe out of every 100. One mic.
Here go the hustle. They say 0.0. They say 0.000.000.000.0.1% of people make it to the NFL or the NBA.
I've heard that.
So for you to say 10% in rap, I think rap is more. It's more of a tighter thing. At least it's 29 teams in the NBA. Yeah. You know what I mean? With 15-man rosters.
Yeah, well, like I said, once again, I'm red flagging for the artists.
Was definitely red flagging.
Because I want all of y'all to make it, you know, inshallah. So
and being as though he is the manager, you know what I mean, over rap artist Shadi Flame, you know what I mean? He his standpoint is not to shoot anybody down, but what I'm saying is it be a lot of secret passages that people have to come through in order to make it successful in this entertainment business. Would you agree with that?
I agree 100%. It's a lot of backdoor stuff. It's a lot of gatekeepers in that industry that will not let you come through that door.
There's a lot of homosexuality.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of homosexuality
and lesbianness.
Of course, you know what I mean. Of course,
absolutely.
You know, absolutely. but it's like. It's almost like the powers that be want for you to relinquish your self-confidence, the power that we have in the power that we have in ourselves. They want you to submit that to them before they will allow you being to have the riches and the success and the fame. I have to have something I can hang over your head just in case you get out of line.
And I'm glad you said that. I read an insert. And it was a blogger.
Okay.
And the blogger was speaking about how once you reach a certain plateau of financial status, you have to do something strange for the change. You cannot get over that hurdle until you do something strange for the change, because they do have to have something over top of you. If you get out of line, they always have this.
Right. A lot of people say he sold out to Illuminati. He sold out to Illuminati. When you truly don't understand what's going on, it's easy to give everything a name.
Right. It's not about Illuminati.
Just because it's a secret society of weirdos and fuck niggas don't make it Illuminati.
No.
But that's the title that people give it, which is cool. You know, give it a title just to be able to identify it by.
You know what I'm saying?
Moving along. Yeah. So I've always heard these things about things that you had to do to actually truly pass through the passageway, and I always wondered how real it was and different things like that. You know what I mean? So then I'm taking everything that I've heard and the rumors that I've heard from the industry on how you need to get apart, and then I started merging it with, I started paying more attention to the agenda, the government agenda to feminize the black man.
Right. And I'm glad you spoke about that as well. Me and one of my friends, we were having a conversation, and it was Black History Month, and I said, "Do you know how the black man became a homosexual guy? You know what made him become a homosexual guy?" And he was like, "Nah, what do you mean made?" I said, back in the day, the slave master, which was white, would perform perform anal sex on the black man in front of his wife or his baby mom or whatever that lady was, to demoralize the black man in front of his lady, to let her know that I own this nigga. Absolutely. And whatever I do to him, I can do it, and he has no say so over nothing. Now the bad part about that is a lot of guys hated it, but unfortunately, as you know,
buck busted.
That's what it was called, buck busting.
Yep,
and it's embarrassing, but a lot of guys hated it. Some even killed themselves. Some even couldn't look their wives in their face at night because their booty was hurt. But the problem is, and I'm not making a joke about it, but imagine a man having sex.
That was like sort of a joke. You said a man can't look his wife in the face because his booty hurts.
Well, he knows that. I gotta make light of it all the time.
I mean, come on.
But I'm always gonna put some humor to it. But the point is that for another man to run up in your husband while you're watching is so demoralizing.
It's the ultimate demoralization.
And the only thing he was scared of is, please don't kill my babies and please don't kill my wife. And I'm just gonna take it on the chin. So those slaves back in the day had a lot of they endured a lot of pain, and it's a shame. But this is how the homosexuality was introduced of the black man. Now, mind you, I'm not gonna drag this out either, but the Europeans had playmates, and their playmates were men back in the day. If you don't believe me, just watch the movie Passion of Christ. Watch the segment when they got the little boys locked up and they're playing with the boys or the men or whatever you want to call them, and the wives are watching. That's what they used to do. That's what they were into. Sodom and Gomorrah was burnt down because there was a lot of funny stuff going on in that city.
This one's called buck breaking. The process of breaking the buck involves one of the most heinous and atrocious acts known to man. A slave who was defiant and may stir up trouble was beaten with a whip until bloody in front of his entire slave congregation. The slave owner, afraid of an uprising, would cut down a tree, and with the top and the help of the overseer, would then beat the defiant buck into submission. Once the slave was worn down, the master had the other slaves force that slave over a tree stump, where they were then laid naked and exposed. What came next caused fear and terror to ripple through every slave plantation across the South. The master would explain to all the other slaves that if they did not follow strict orders and comply with the whims of the overseers and the masters, this too would be their fate. The master would then remove his clothing and proceed to sodomize the slave in front of his wife, family, friends, and children. He would then invite his friends from other plantations to join in the raping festivals. In order for this plan to take effect, he would require the slave's children to watch, front row center, so they too could witness their parents' sexual demise and humiliation. Buck breaking was the slave's master's very effective tool to keep all slaves from ever being defiant and taking revenge.
But moving right along, that's where that comes from, because the black man was very strong. The black man was used to taking care of his wife, used to taking care of his family, used to providing, and for the community as well. It was never the black man was, in that group.
Okay. Well, okay, good facts. I love the way you pointed that out.
But what I'm saying is the origin of this abomination, okay, has its roots in you can't find me no African civilization in the history of the world where being married to somebody of the same sex was acceptable or where having sex with a baby was acceptable. The punishment was death.
So basically, when I started to, I'm looking at it from one way of the rumors and everything I've always heard. Mm-hmm. Now I'm taking the part of, what the government agenda has always been, to weaken the black race. Absolutely. Or whatever like that, by taking the pillars of the black community, and making them weak.
Because there's a movement in this country by rich white males who want to normalize sex with children. This is a system that has been maintained and protected and bred in American culture for hundreds of years. Do you know that every major white male father of psychology, okay, most of them did not oppose sex with kids, nor did they oppose same sex? Yes, read Sigmund Freud, read Alfred Adler, read it. So this is nothing foreign to their culture.
You know what I mean? Making them soft. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? For every different reason.
And taking their minds.
And taking their minds. So how all this goes full surface and moves back into hip hop. You know what I mean? I was having a conversation with somebody, and they said, man, it's crazy how the OGs is the messed up hip hop. So he caught me for a loop.
The OGs?
I said the OGs?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. OGs. Who's the OG?
He said, yeah, the OGs, the Birdmans, the this person, that I ain't gonna get the name, naming everybody that was named.
That's the OG.
So he says,
okay,
the people that if you didn't know no better, you would call OGs because they're older people in the game.
Oh, but they're OGs.
But they're OGs
Okay.
because these are OGs these are gatekeepers that can bring you into the game. But I've been turned out. I got wicked ways with me. I done sold my soul to the devil.
Right.
So everybody that I'm bringing up underneath me, you're gonna have to sell your soul to the devil in order for me to to put this machine behind you. What makes you worthy of this machine? You got to sell out to me.
Right.
I'm the OC here of this shit.
So you gotta come.
Not me personally, ladies and gentlemen. But I'm speaking.
But you gotta.
Savage Robot is back on the block. And I'm here to talk about what a lot of people love and dream about. And that is hip hop. Hip hop is not what you think it is. The reason hip hop is here today is to brainwash your minds. And goat loot.
A Satanist named Eliphas Levi created an idol of the devil in the form of Baphomet, the great goat god. He was worshipped by the Knights Templar and by Gnostics and Satanists, and many say even in the Illuminati systems of today. This foul Luciferian goat god Baphomet is worshipped. Notice his androgynous, that is male and female, appearance. The torch of light on his head, the horns that come out of the goat's head. Notice the satanic pentagram, the two serpents coming out of the genital area, and of course the horned goat hooves.
You gotta come through what I came through. Basically, you gotta come through this door that I came through.
Absolutely.
So hurt people do hurt people,
and hurt people always hurt people and always will hurt people. That is an accurate saying.
I got my butt busted. You getting yours busted.
Even worse. Even worse. You know what I mean? But I got mine busted. I still ended up with some money. I'm gonna make sure you end up broke. You know what I mean? That's even with how much more demoralizing is that? You know what I mean? When you get your and then you end up broke.
Ooh,
on top of that, but so the point. So where I'm going at here, follow me though. So where I'm going at here with this whole thing is, I wanted to bring light. I'm not here to castricize or ostracize any different body. You know what I mean? With the lingo that's being spewed here. But my thing is to bring awareness that there are agendas out in the world. You know what I mean? There are agendas out here in the world that doesn't have your best interest at heart, that will make you think something that should not be accepted as widely as it's being accepted, make it acceptable. And the reason why I say that, I got children that love hip hop.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? That
me as well.
And when I grew up, how I viewed the LL Cool J's, the Kumo D's, the MC Shans,
hardcore men.
They were hardcore men. They were not only were they hardcore men, they were men that people looked up to, and they was men that people wanted to be like.
Right, and they had a message, a man message.
I mean, if they did, if they didn't, these were still people that we strive to be like. We wanted to emulate. Absolutely. These are all the things that took place when we seen these guys up on the TV screen, and we like, damn, he doing it.
Yeah.
He got the tie one sweatsuit. I want the tie one sweatsuit. He got the this. I want to be like whoever I'm watching on TV because apparently they're better than I am.
LL got all the girls around him. I want all the girls around me.
They got the jewelry on. I want the jewelry on.
I need love, he said.
And all of that. You know what I mean? And all of that. So my thing here is to try to my thing here is to shed light on the fact of the different agendas that go on in this world. That see all the different media outlets. You know what I mean? Are controlled by or controlled maybe about 3 or 4 different people in the world.
Right.
When the internet came out, it disrupted the way the media outlets distribute news because they couldn't put they couldn't handle it.
They can't control it. It's too much.
Till it got out to the people.
Right. The people actually get the information before the news nowadays. If the people outside and they see an incident or accident or a situation, they put it on their phone, and as quick as like that joins on the internet. The news don't even get it. The news might be 2 days later or a day later.
But then they figured out a way to neutralize that is because let's say that video comes out today and it goes viral. It'll be 4 more videos of the same video with different angles that come out there, and each angle shows something different. So now in the back of your mind, it's been neutralized.
It's a confusion.
It's a confusion thing. It's called the bait and hook. It's the bottle cap game. Here go the ball. Here go the 3 caps. Look, boom, boom, boom. Which one is it? It's that one. Okay, now bet $100 now show me which one it is. Wow.
I'm gonna play with it again, and the whole time I got the ball right here underneath my fingernails.
I mean, wherever the ball is, you ain't getting it correct.
You're not.
You've been bait and switched. Bait and hooked.
The banana in the tailpipe.
So my thing is, you know what I mean? The whole purpose of this podcast today, PSA, or whatever you would like to call it, you know what I mean? Or whatever you would like to call it, is to bring enlightenment. To bring enlightenment to the fact that there are agendas, and for us to have our minds open to be aware of some of these different agendas, you know what I mean? Because it's hard. Like, okay, when NWA and the rap groups that came out that was cussing, like your parents could say, I don't want you listening to that. Or don't listen to that in my home. Or that's music of the devil. That's music of the devil. But when you know that you raised your children correctly, and because they have a love for hip hop, they start going off in another. It went from the baggy clothes to the tight clothes.
Well, that's how the Europeans rocked it, and see what individuals individuals in America don't understand is America has always imitated Europe, always. So the Europeans have been.
I don't know if we've always or not, but I know we are definitely now. But continue, please, though.
So, well, see what it is it's just getting hip in America. But if you notice, back in the day, all the stars and all the quote-unquote athletes in they all dressed like the Europeans because they had the money to do it.
But
that's why black people want to wear the Gucci. That's European stuff. The Louis and the more fitted clothes. That's how they been dressing over there.
But here go the thing.
Okay.
Us as a black man we get copied, emulated on everything that we do.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So with that being said, how is it the fact that we're trendsetters and leaders, but yet in hindsight, only thing we've ever did was follow other people's trends?
Well, that's for the trendy people. I can say that black people are the trendsetters. They do always copy us. They love our swag. They love our lingo. They love our look and all that. It's just that a lot of black women and black men are insecure about their positions in life, and they want to be accepted. So what happens is when you want to be accepted by a certain group, you try to act like them, talk like them, walk like them, because you don't want to be the nappy head ass black girl. You don't want to be the nappy head ass black dude. So now you don't want to wear your beard and show that you're a distinguished man because you want to be clean cut because they said that's how they roll, or you want to look like them, or whatever the fact it may be. But it's all about having an individuality to self. You know what I mean? If we all looked alike and we all acted alike, then how could we be individuals? You know what I'm saying?
My thing is this, you know, and I'm with all that, you know what I mean. But my whole thing is, if we're going to lead, we need to lead, because
absolutely,
I really don't feel like we have been leading. We're really, I mean, okay, think about this.
We have all the talent. This is bad. Not to cut you off. Right. We have all the talent.
Okay.
We got all the sauce.
Okay.
AKA swag.
Okay.
The problem is we don't have the power. So they have the power, and for some reason we can get the power, but for some reason it's always one of us that wants to stray and tell him or her what we're trying to coerce or do, and that's when it becomes divide and conquer. That's the problem. AKA, it's always some house nigga in the building that's gonna ruin it.
There's always a house nigga in the building that's gonna ruin it.
Yeah, that's what a snitch is.
Yeah, it's always,
and I'm not talking about house nigga, white, black. House nigga's house nigga.
Anybody going against the grain,
no color.
for the betterment of one's people.
Absolutely.
No matter who one's people may be.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? But my whole thing is this.
Okay.
What do you think can be done amongst? Okay, we're still on the entertainers here.
Absolutely.
I'm bringing it back full circle.
Yeah. We still there.
The way the agenda's been going, the way everything is leading, the way everything now with the tight clothes, you can see men's prints and this and that. And you can see niggas six pack because their shirts are so tight. And,
right.
And now
even the athletes is doing it.
And now the new thing is everybody's wearing the suits and stuff like that that stops above the ankles and everything like that whole high water thing going on where you get
that's
to
the
show
European style.
Right, but what I'm saying is, what do we have to do, or what kind of, or what do you think has to be done in order to change our mindset because it's time for us to take over. It's time for us to lead. It's time for us to be trendsetter. We can't listen when the black dollar, when we spend the black dollar at 20 times faster than any other nationality spends their own dollar.
This has been said.
Yeah, we're not using it to empower ourselves. We're only using it to empower them.
Yeah, but make them rich.
So if we're doing everything to follow them, make them rich, do this. What are we truly leading out here? And the reason why I'm saying that is I'm trying to figure out a way to try to redistribute the power, because the reason why people are following other people's fiendish plots and terrible deeds and sicknesses is because they have to bow down to the people in power.
Accepted.
When you're supposed to be the one with the power. There shouldn't be nothing that you have to make me do in order for me to be down with the program when I am the power.
Right, but the problem is that
because 2 gay women can't reproduce, 2 gay men can't reproduce. And why do they want it in the public schools? Why did Barack Obama approve this in the schools? It's because if I can get to the kids at 5, if I can get to them at 10, if I can get to them at 15, I can homosexualize everybody through conditioning, because as we taught in psychology, as a man is taught, so is his thoughts.
Problem. But I think a lot of feeble-minded kids, or ones that are very easy to be manipulative, if they can't get in those groups that I've named, then sometimes they go with that group. You know what I'm saying?
I had a young family member, not to put him out there too much. I had a young family member, you know what I mean, that was, he was going through issues in school. I guess he was going through the whole crisis, but trying to figure out who he was.
Right.
And he started doing some odd behavior,
Okay.
So his mom felt, or whatever the case may be. I know it was odd behavior.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I was called in to come have a talk with him and try to get to the bottom of what exactly is going on, when's going on, when did it start, what's going on in your mind. At the end of me going back and forth with him, he came out in so many words and said he didn't felt like he said he felt, number one, he didn't know anything was wrong with homosexuality, and he said that he kind of felt like he didn't have a choice since what he's seeing is all around him. Now he's growing up in a very nice neighborhood. He's going to the best schools. Right. Now every things that other cultures do don't have nothing to do with what you do.
Correct.
But unless you're being told and totally reminded of the fact that you are you, we move like this, we think like this, we make decisions like this, and boom, 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 boom. But when you get sucked into being an outsider, because it's not that many of you in this school right here, and you see everybody kissing everybody, and this going on and that going on, and the jokes that's going on, and in the weird shit. Okay, let's say, remember when the situation came out with the boy Dwight Howard?
Yeah.
And he was jammed.
He acted like he didn't care.
Well, he gonna hustle.
When he said it,
they came out and said he was in the locker room. He would play a game in the locker room, talk about the game was tag or whatever they would play in the locker room, and they would be grabbing his teammates' penises in the locker room. This is what they put him out there. They definitely put him out there. You know what I mean? So I'm a rookie. I grew up sheltered because these 99% of these basketball guys or football guys be sheltered individuals.
Because all they do is play sports.
They play sports, camp, program, school, AAU. So you don't really get a chance outside of the people that you playing basketball, playing any sports with, or whatever. You know, people on your team. You're not dealing with a lot of other people. You're not just doing a lot of hanging out. You ain't at the mall all the time.
You're not a street guy.
You're not a street guy. You ain't doing none of those things. So now you go through that whole process. Now I'm a rookie. I'm in the league, and I'm 18 years old. I'm 19 years old. I'm really still trying to figure out. I've been sheltered my whole life, and now I'm in the locker room with a person that I've looked up to for the last 10 years because they're a hell of a basketball player, and now they're grabbing my wood. I'm so weak-minded because I see when a person does something that you know not right, and it's around a bunch of other people, the first thing you do is see how other people will respond to it.
Yeah.
That if you don't know better yourself whether this is wrong or right, if you tell the way other people respond to it, it'll let you gauge. Hold on, this was some funny shit.
And the first thing you'll say is, everybody will say, "What the hell was that all about?"
But when when you're the star of the team, it's my team, and when I do it, because I do it to everybody jokes and laugh. They just glad to see it happen to them, happen to you, because it already happened to them.
That's the conversation. It's not watch out for the white.
It's not a conversation. In your mind, it leads you. It makes you start questioning: is this wrong or is it right? Because somebody did it to me. Everybody else laughed about it. So therefore, when I go do it to somebody, I guess it can't be bad.
Well, it is a conversation because everybody's gonna say, "Yo, watch out for Dwight. He's grabbing penises. Don't let him grab yours."
But what about when they don't say it? What about when they all on board? What about when they don't want the word to get? What about when the word get back to me that Musa the Don said this and this and that? Nigga, you on the next thing smoking. So what do you think that's gonna set for the next team member before he come out his mouth and say, Kobe's doing? You know how fast Kobe gonna bounce you out of LA?
Once again, and that's what I was saying. Once again, and I said this about 5 or 10 minutes ago. A lot of people will be doing stuff strange for the change to please people. Okay, and that's the problem, ladies and gentlemen of the Dial Loud podcast. Be yourself. Don't ever in your life do something that you were not morally or value your moral. Matter of fact, I'm sorry. Do not go against your morals or your values of the people that loved you, that taught you how to be a man or a woman. When you go against that, you're selling yourself short because you know better. You know what I'm saying? Now, on the other hand, like Bub Love said, some people have not been taught. So you need to surround yourself around a mentor or someone you look up to that you know is not trying to hurt you or harm you. You know, other than that, if you know something ain't right and it don't feel right, don't do it. Because your conscience is going to tell you it's not right and it doesn't feel right.
Gain the momentum necessary to carry their agenda. We're being used by the LGBTQ. That is a white racist movement. We're being used by feminists. That is a white racist movement. We're being used by the multiculturalists. That is a white racist movement.
Don't do it. And if you see something funny, get away from it as fast as you can. That's the bottom line in my eyes.
So should I quit the team?
I'm not saying quit the team.
This is my first paycheck. They're giving me a lot of money.
I'm not saying quit the team, but I'm saying I'm getting around that funny stuff. I'm not down with that. Right. I don't like that.
No, I mean, me personally, I'm busting his ass. You know what I mean? Me personally.
Well, if somebody grabs my...
It's got to be what it's going to be.
If a man grabs my penis...
I'm busting his ass.
If a man grabs my penis, Terry, I can't believe you that big and that strong and you didn't put that man underneath 6 feet.
Hey...
If your man grabs my penis, Terry...
Can you tell him what Terry we're speaking of? A lot of people might not be aware, you know what I mean? Bring him up. What Terry are we talking about?
We're talking about the actor. We're talking about the actor.
You talking about Terry Crews?
We're definitely talking about Mr. Terry Crews.
Okay.
That Dame Dash had to cuss out. You sick person, and you grabbing man's penises And like, what's up with you, man?
This is a system that has been maintained and protected and bred in American culture for hundreds of years. Do you know that every major white male father of psychology, okay, most of them did not oppose sex with kids, nor did they oppose same sex? Yes, read Sigmund Freud, read Alfred Adler, read it. So this is nothing foreign to their culture.
And then as big as you is, Terry, you didn't bust that man ass. But that's what I'm telling you. Dudes put up with a lot of stuff to stay in that industry because they don't want to go back. And you told me this a long time ago. Nobody wants to go back to being that person that they were a long time ago.
Nah, nobody wants that. Not
if it was negative.
Not after you made it. I don't give a fuck if it was positive. So you could be positive if you want to be. But you know what I mean?
Right.
Shit.
So I guess he had to endure another man grabbing his penis, even though he's not a homosexual, because he didn't want to lose the gig. Don't ever do that to yourself, ladies and gentlemen. You got to stand up for yourself. If you fall,
I mean, can we really say what the man is or what the man ain't? I understand he got a wife, but every homosexual in Atlanta got a wife.
If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. I don't know about his personal life. All I know is he came out and he said another man grabbed his penis and he was hurt. The man is 260 pounds, maybe all muscle, and you was hurt, my dude. Like, come on, Terry, man. That was dead wrong. You know that was dead wrong. If you have kids, that's the wrong message to send out to your kids.
That's the wrong message.
Absolutely. Yeah. Because now this is the
do the
problem.
Same thing you did. And they're going to get violated. And they're going to look at it like that. Well, I didn't think it's the same situation I said that I was talking to a family member.
Yes.
Because of the series of events that took place, now their thought process is construed because their perception of reality is jaded because of the things they've been around and how it seemed like it was acceptable, even though it's the furthest thing from acceptable as possible. Now, if that's what if you come up and you older and this is decisions that you choose to make, you know what I mean, you got every right to make whatever decision you choose to make.
Yeah, that's
no knock on anybody.
No, we're not knocking that.
But when people feel like they don't have a choice because the path has been laid that I'm supposed to be a part of this community,
right?
And you have all the choice in the world not to be. That's the problem.
That's actually
when there's agendas put out here in this world, you know what I mean, to weaken the black race. These are things that need to be talked about, but yet these are the things that never talked about because anybody in true position don't want to ruffle any feathers, so therefore they will not speak about it.
Here on the Dollar Hour, we're going to give you some humor. We're going to give you some facts. We're going to give you some social media. We're going to give you some social events. We're going to give you some hypotheticals, and we're going to give you some motivation for your soul. But what we're not going to do is lie to you. If you think we are, turn the damn thing off right now because that's not what we're here for. We're here to give you the real. Now, we're going with
100% the real.
Now, we're going with that. I felt some kind of way when I was watching the movie Empire.
Okay,
first season was good. And then the second season, Lee Daniels went somewhere else with it. And I'm saying...
He started pushing the agenda too much.
And I'm saying, okay, we're okay with the homosexual son because everybody has a homosexual person in their family. I do, he does, and I'm quite sure all y'all out in America do. And we're not, once again, nobody's knocking that joint because if that's what somebody does or somebody does. But... nobody's running around here saying I'm straight, and so we don't need the children to.
We don't need the children to feel like they don't have a chance.
They don't have a chance, or they don't have a choice,
Absolutely.
And you want to push that stuff on them kids, and that's just not for them. Like he just said, if you're an adult and that's what you want to do, and you've been like that, that's your choice. Do you? I have no problem with it, but please don't corrupt these little girls and these little boys to make it think that they don't have a choice and they have to roll like that. That's not fair to their brain. That's not fair to their growth or none of that. You know what I'm saying? Because
it just ain't fair. It just ain't fair.
So we're saying this to saying that is like just give everybody a fair chance. Don't force your agenda or your situation on a child. Give them a fair chance. You know what I'm saying? That's all we asking. Just give the kids a fair chance. And the media and the TV and the social media and all that stuff, pumping that stuff, Y'all dead wrong, and we know what y'all doing. So
we definitely aware of what y'all doing.
So me,
and we're calling out the agenda.
And Buck Love,
Dollar Hour,
and the Dollar Hour podcast are here to tell you right now, you're dead wrong. You need to stop what you're doing. Little kids, little boys, little girls, men and women, teach your kids the right way. Do not let them go astray and let their minds be boggled up with nonsense, negativity, and foolishness.
Hey, listen. That's all I got to say. I'm not even gonna draw this one out. I really wanted to put this out here. I want the people to understand it, feel it, because at the same time, whether we get 1 view or 1 million views, at the same time, you know what I mean, the point has been delivered.
Absolutely.
Because we do care here, and we understand that, you know what I mean, nothing in life works without a balance. Absolutely. You know what I mean? So if the agenda is coming and it weighs 5,000 pounds, we need to offset that with something else that weighs 5,000 pounds to get this thing back equal again, get this thing back normal again, let you know the difference between this and that again. That's what we have to do on the Dollar Hour podcast. That's what we have to do in this world. That's what we have to do in this life that we live. At the same time, you know what I mean? Each one teach one. Let's get better. Let's grow together. Don't forget to subscribe to the Dollar Hour Podcast on YouTube. You know what I mean? Follow us on all social media platforms, dollarhourpodcast.com. Dollar Hour Podcast at gmail.com. Signing out. It's the boy Buck Love.
It's the boy Musa Don. And my closing statement is, give everybody a fair chance. That's all that I ask. That's all that the Dollar Hour asks. And at the same time, please, please, please do not push anything on anyone for your own sick reasons. I love you.
That's real.
I love you.
That's real.
And at the end of the day, please, if we say anything to offend anyone, please do not take it like that, because all we're trying to do is bring social awareness to the people.
To the people. Absolutely.
One.
You are now entering the Dollar Hour Podcast zone. Buckle up. We will be discussing an array of topics such as political, entertainment, current events, sports, and hypotheticals. We're going to take this journey together, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to learn from each other, console one another, heal one another, and grow as a community. That's right. It's the Dollar Hour. It's the Dollar Hour. Everybody get ready for the Dollar Hour. Yeah. It's the Dollar Hour. Everybody get ready for the Dollar Hour. Yeah. That's right. Every week, a new episode will be dropping of the Dollar Hour Podcast. Everybody, join in. This is a major situation. It's the Dollar Hour Podcast. Let's go.